Hello, hello, good evening from Europe. Here is evening, so hello to everybody here in Europe, and hello to everybody on all sides of the world, because as far as I am following our video journey, Leap for Leaders, people from all over the world are coming in, Australia, UK, well, of course, United States, Canada, so everybody welcome. And well, I'm really thrilled to be able to support you on the way when you are leaping to your leadership. And well, this Facebook Live was meant to support the journey, the video journey. I called it actually video journey. Officially, it should be called video training or video series, doesn't really matter. But the video series, Leap for Leaders, and you can join in if you haven't already. You can join in the, there is a link provided, I believe, on which site, somewhere here. There is a link provided to join if you haven't already, so you're welcome to do so. And I also I would like to invite you to like the page, because if you click the like, then you will be able to, be notified when something is on, and we just publish that on our page. So hello everybody, I see my Slovenian friends joining in. Well, it's more and more more and more people in Slovenia are also feeling it's like the place is, the world is our place, and this is why we many times speak in English too, not with one another, but with rest of the world. I'm definitely proud Slovenian. I'm very happy that I live here. It's a beautiful country. If you are not from Slovenia, go and check, Google it. It's the only country with love in its name. And it's definitely a really nice place to live. Small, green, very, a lot of people have really healthy lifestyle, and we have a lot of nature, and we care about nature. A lot of people are ecologically aware, and a lot of people are concerned about food that we eat and the water that we drink and so on. So it's a beautiful place. And I was living in the United States this year for 3 months, and it took me 2 hours to get to the seaside, which was normally half an hour drive, and I would drive maybe 40 miles, and it would take me 2 or 3 hours sometimes when it was a high traffic jam. And in Slovenia you need 2 hours and you are on the other side of the country, and we just have everything, seaside and beautiful lakes and caves, famous caves. Oh yeah, love. Okay, anyhow, so if you want to ask me anything, you are welcome to type in the question. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead with today's topic. And I did a little bit of, cheating. I'll be cheating a little bit. So I did prepare a little bit. What am I going to talk about? Not just every word, but, bullet points. And so when you see me scrolling like this, then this is what I'm doing. I'm just moving my text that I've prepared. And don't forget to like the page and subscribe to the video journey. I really like the videos, how they turn out, so I think they're really good. And also this today is to support that, because I cannot tell everything there. And most of all, there is one more thing that I really want you to get out of this series, and it is, if you have any question or anything that's in particularly concerning you, or that you wanna talk about, or you want me to talk about, or you want me to clarify, or there is any specific situation that you have in your journey from big dream to your visionary leadership, then just go ahead and ask me. I think, it's always the best is to talk about things. How many times I do find myself struggling and finding my answer and finding my way through, and then all of a sudden I ask people, and I ask, sometimes it's Facebook, sometimes it's my friends, sometimes it's like Facebook groups where I'm in, you know, I'm in several paid mastermind groups, and there I ask there, and then this amazing answers come to me. So I believe part of it is just because I've asked, and part of course, because so many people are so much more smarter than I am. So ask. If there is anything you want to know, ask. Okay, so in the video one, in the video journey Leap for Leaders, which went out yesterday, and I hope you were able to see it, I talk about power of emotions. And if you haven't seen it, please go ahead, subscribe for the journey, and you will enjoy the video. It's not for the scenery, although the scenery is beautiful. This is the part of beautiful Slovenia, but also for the content, of course. And about emotions, I mean, this is my passion. I really see how my life is changing. And first of all, I needed to change my life so I would be able, you know, to even help someone else. And then, of course, so many lives of my clients are changing. I see hearts coming in. Great. I know our lives are changing so much because we are digging deep in our emotions. We are not you know, like analyzing or anything. We are just allowing ourselves to feel deep, and through this, a lot is transformed, and our lives are changing. And I know that I'll be talking about that today. And so it's been 26 years that I'm working in this area. That's a lot, and I see more and more how we are simply, in general, not aware enough of our power of emotions. And but if we pause for a moment now and just deeper our awareness, we can actually see how we do things to feel a certain way, or with hope to feel a certain way. And I mean, if you are clear on your current desire, dream, or focus, and I bet you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And in case you think you aren't totally clear, just stick with me, because you might find the feeling underneath that you want to achieve, or that you want to find or get or have in your body. So let us do one thing for the beginning. Let us peel off some layers from your desire. So you might desire something like palpable, like it could be a material thing. It could be a new, I don't know, new home or a beautiful car. It could be your dream success, like living your purpose. And most of you are here just because you want to succeed in your project, in your dream project. And I'll focus on you today who want to succeed in your dream project, because what I'm thriving on is my sense of purpose. If I don't have the sense of purpose, then I'm not driven by anything. No money, no desire, no house, no car, nothing can drive me as much as the sense of purpose can drive me. So I believe you are just like me. You are the same, driven by your purpose. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And so I'll go ahead with this. So imagine yourself having your dream, fulfilling your dream, achieving your dream, whatever it is in the current moment. How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? Like, take some time to become really aware of it. What's the feeling? If I had my dream right now fulfilled, what would be the feeling in me? And just type in, you know, tell me what would be the feeling that you have. Let me see your comments on that. I would like to see that. I see many of you here, so I'm happy to see you. So what would be the feeling that would be produced, that would be the consequence or the result of your dream being true? You know, I see many of my Slovenian friends here on the Facebook, and a few days ago, I was in the one-day workshop with someone from Australia, and no one was like, "Oh, fulfilled." Okay, thank you, Nora. Fulfilled, yes. Something else. So he said, "Don't be so Slovenian all the time. Like Slovenians are not very open to talk like right away." So Nora, fulfilled. What else? What else? I want to hear from you. I want you to really get in touch with what you feel if you would be living your purpose, if you would be living your dream. Okay, so far I have only one answer. I hope to get more. Yeah, I'll check on that. I'll do one thing here, so I can check. Oh, okay, so I can have everything on my screen. Because when you are in touch with your feeling, for me, this is purpose. Like I feel on purpose, like fulfilled, like Nora said, I totally agree. And this is your big why, actually. Free, you would feel free. That's a good thing. So that's actually your big why. Your big why isn't really like, I want to have this, I want to help so many people, I want to do this and that. Your big why, your deepest why is the way you want to feel when you are doing or living or achieving or making true your dream. And that's so important, because what you can do now is like just imprint that feeling in your body, because this will always be your fuel. When you are like meeting struggles, when you are meeting issues on your way, when you are meeting problems, obstacles, you need the fuel to come through, and this will be your fuel. No money, no material thing, nothing could ever drive you as much as if you are aware of the feeling you are searching. So if you feel constricted rather than free, then you know, I want to feel free. And then you will have the drive to try something else and to come through. And but there is one thing that we all know and we all agree upon, but I will tell it once again. When you are really going for your freedom, for your dream, you will be invited. I will choose a nice word. You will be invited out of your comfort zone. And this is the whole new topic, and I'll cover it in another video, but many times our desires are held back just because we're afraid of stepping out of the comfort zone and of our imaginary consequences. So that's why I've chosen the topic for today, and it's the topic how people around you make you feel and how your environment influences your success and fulfillment of your dreams and what you can do about it. And okay, this was just a warm-up, and now we are ready to go deeper. So please like my page, and if you haven't already, subscribe to Video Journey, Leap for Leaders. And okay, so I'll continue with our topic. I like this topic. It's very hot, and it's very like I mean, we can talk like endless hours about it, and I think we are going to really find some new approaches today. Yeah. Just give me some love. I'm so happy to see that. Okay, so we all agree that our environment definitely influences us. Definitely influences us. We just can't avoid it unless we go to the Himalayas and spend years in a cave in solitude, right? But we're not going to do that. And environment is a vibration. So you can imagine it like music, for instance, that it's played around you. Or if you're visual, this could be like color around you. And definitely, if you are in the river of color, you can't help but be colored by it, or influenced by the vibration of the environment. And but because that's inevitable to be influenced, I'm going to talk about how to stay focused on your dreams and not to be drawn away by other people's opinion or their fears. Because this is, I mean, I talk to people a lot, and it's one of the top reasons why you can be taken out of the game, and then you'll be miserable and you'll possibly start to blame others. This is what happens. You might start to blame others. And either if you go out of the game or you start to blame others, and even if you think you don't, just be really honest with yourself, because very underneath, we all do that to some extent. We all do that to some extent. I'm yet to meet a person who doesn't do that. It's like circumstances, it's my parents, it's my husband, it's my ex-husband, it's my children. It's something around me that's causing me to not to go for my dreams. And it is not really good. Of course, it's not. No, needless to say, it's not good for your dreams. Neither to step out or to get out or to blame others. But you know what? I also, on the other hand, I meet so many people who are on the spiritual path, and sometimes we want to be somewhere where we are not yet. We all do that. I do that all the time. So I try to be where I'm not. And what we can do when we cannot really accept where we are, then we try to intellectually overcome it. Or, like it would be, the example would be, no, I'm really not blaming anyone else. I'm not blaming no one. But you are still stuck. If you are still stuck, then be really, really honest with yourself. And then another way of changing that would be a willful change it. Oh, okay, we can do it. We are the champions. We can do it, And it's the motivation, like a classical motivation, which would give you like the power to change it for a day or two, but then you will like slowly go back. And when you come from this motivational events, like really pumped up, and then you feel like you can move mountains, and like Mount Everest is like nothing for you. And then in 2 days or 3 days, you say, you know what, my life is not that bad at all. What about if this is just not meant to be? Just, say yes if this is you, because this is me so many times. I mean, I need some feedback, I need to know where is this landing. And, so we can't overcome this resistance intellectually or using our will force. There is no way we can do that. There is only one way how we can do that. And this needs to happen on the level of emotions, on the feel level. And I guess you've tried already to change this using your mind intellectually or a firm decision, but it didn't work. Guess how I know? Guess how I know? And we are living in a society where get in touch with your feelings is not very common. It's not very common. And most of families don't practice this. And then when you were a child, when you were small, you just didn't learn how to feel. And if only you remember how many things are easy for you today since you've got them from your parents. I mean, if your parents were doing something, then you are most probably doing this today, be it for good or for not so good for you. And so if you are not in touch with your feelings, it's mainly because you were just not raised to do so. But it's crucial to get this ability to feel. But good news is it's never too late. I mean, even better, since you're here, it's very likely that you are chosen to change this in your family chain. Just take this in for a moment, just take this in. You are here and it's no coincidence. You are here to change the history, basically. When I understood that I'm here to change the history, first in my family and now in so many people, it was like a huge thing for me. Before that, I didn't take it so seriously. I thought, oh, okay, yeah, sure, I need to learn how to feel and so and so. But then I understood that I'm actually influencing people every single second of my life. The moment I'm in touch with my emotions, the moment I'm in touch with what I feel, and it's not only the pink thing, it's not always the pink feeling. It's not always happiness and joy, and it's everything what I feel. The moment I am in touch with my feelings, I influence other people. I literally give them permission to feel. So actually now when I'm in touch with my feelings, it's a little nervous. It's also a lot of joy, a lot of purpose, and it's a little fear. Okay, this is what's present in me. And the moment I'm giving myself permission to feel, I'm automatically giving everyone who is with me now permission to feel too. Isn't that great? So, this is about the feeling. And now let's go back to our topic, how people around you influence your decisions. And I want you today or tonight, today, to think of someone who is a challenge for you. Someone who constantly triggers you, who pushes your buttons, someone who you don't find supportive, or maybe someone who might be triggered or who might be like upset if you follow your dream. So we all have this kind of people, right? Even if we stop like being frequently with them, we still have them somewhere here, behind. Like, if my mom only was like that, then I would be successful today, or things like that. So we are here today to change this. I'm really on purpose to show you my simple method. I really, really love this method. And with this method, you will be able to change that. You just need to practice. You will probably change a big deal today, and what's left, you will be changing in days that come. So if you want no longer be influenced by this person, or be at least less influenced by her or him, then just stick with me and I'll show you this exercise today. So we will use the simple method called F.E.E.L, F-E.E.L. And this is my method actually, and it's a result of 26 years of work and research, and of course my own sweat and blood and tears and laughter and joy, and like many situations where I did use it, and then it was really great, and when I didn't use it, and it was all like blah, like terrible. So it is really something that's powerful and works every time if you use it. So first thing that you need to know is, because I hear it so many times, like this person gave me this negative feeling and the another person is influencing me so negatively, and what can I do with all this negative energy that's coming from outside to me? First of all, I'm going to crash this belief, because other person cannot ever give you anything. They cannot give anything to you. They can just trigger what is already in you. But it is so much easier to blame someone else, but it doesn't bring any results. I mean, you can cut off people, but then what? You will be left alone. Or you will just choose people who are really not, like tough for you, who don't trigger you, but even that people will trigger you every once in a while. We all have this experience, so that's how it is. So people are not giving anything to us. But what can happen is they can trigger with their feeling, they can trigger what is already in us. So blaming doesn't bring any results. What brings results is to own your part and be aware that the other person has only triggered what is already in you. I mean, if you have to write one sentence down tonight, then write this one. Another person cannot give me a feeling. They can only trigger what is already in me. This is like fierce self-honesty, but it works every time. So for instance, someone cannot give you their fear. If they are afraid, they will trigger your fear. But especially if your fear is subconscious or masked with power, because if I'm afraid and I'm not aware of it, if I'm not in touch with my feelings of fear, then I'm kind of stemming my fear. I'm vibrating my fear, but from my subconscious level. And this subconscious vibration goes out. And then someone else's fear could be triggered. But if they are like clean, no fear in them, I can be like subconsciously aware to death, and they won't be triggered. But if they're afraid, but in their fear is in subconscious as well, then their fear will be triggered, and they can easily blame me. I've given the fear to them, but it's not true. And on the other hand, like fear sometimes can be very well masked by power. You know, we can do it, we are not afraid, and then you try to convince yourself you are not afraid. It's a way more honest and efficient if you get in touch with your fear. Okay, so the other person cannot give their fear to you. The fear is yours. And given that now you are willing to accept this truth that fear is in you, it could be subconscious, it could be masked and covered, but fear is in you, then you need to remember the simple law of physics. And the simple law says like energy can only be transformed. It cannot be destroyed or eliminated, because fear is not nice, right? I mean, you would feel it if it was nice. I don't like to feel my fear either. So that's why I try to mask it with power, or I try to avoid it, or I try to push it in my subconscious, but it stays there. And then it just brings me, you know, another problem, which I don't want. So I decided to rather be honest with my feelings and just, you know, find them and transform them. So it is not my goal to clear it out. No, my goal, my process should be to transform this fear. And now we are going to use our magic, our F.E.E.L method, and we will feel our fear, because I feel a little bit of fear too. You know, I'm speaking in language that's not mine. It's my broken English. It's it's my maybe first time my Facebook Live in English. Like, I am afraid a little bit. I'm also excited and happy, but there is a part of fear. So if I am very honest and I touch my heart, I could feel a little bit of fear. And you could probably feel your fear too, because you are not going for your dream fully. That's because of fear, and no one is giving it to you. So, okay. Let's go through feel. If you are feeling any other feeling than fear, then just go with that. It doesn't really matter. I mean, everything is welcome. Everything is welcome if you feel like angry or sad or like low confidence, whatever is your feeling that stops you, that's you know, preventing you from going to your dream. Just stick with that feeling. That's yours. I've chosen fear because it's so common, and because it's so common to blame another person who has given me the fear. Like, my mom is afraid for me, so she's giving me my fear. You know, it's not. It's my fear. And at least a little, you know, kernel of it, it's mine. A kernel of it, it's mine. So, first, letter or first part of the F.E.E.L process, F.E.E.L method, is F. And F stands for making yourself available to feel. So it starts with a decision, actually. If you are willing to feel and transform your fear, it starts with a decision. You need to give yourself or make yourself available to feel. So we have the decision, otherwise you wouldn't be here. Then the next E, it stays for embody. So now if I get in touch with my fear, it's clearly in my heart. It's clearly in my heart, so I can feel my fear here. It is in the body. Your feelings are felt in your body. They are not felt around you, you know, somewhere. They are felt in your body. So just go and find it in your body and place your hand wherever it is. Many times fear is stored like in kidneys, in your abdominal area. I mean, could be in your throat. Just whenever I say to a group of people, place your hand where you feel your feelings are triggered, I got, you know, hands all over, everywhere. So wherever it is, excuse me, in your body, it's okay. So just place your hand and feel it in your body. And it's really important right now that you don't search for the solution, that you don't analyze, that you keep it simple as simple as you can, that you don't try to understand, is just get in touch with your body and feel the fear. Just allow, just make space for this feeling. Breathe, don't forget to breathe. Yeah, breathe. Just have the fear. Give it space. And then next E from the F.E.E.L method stands for express. You know, I'm talking all the time, and you are now mainly listening. I don't see many of you like really writing to me a lot of things, so probably you can't. I hope you will at the end. And so it's very helpful if you're able to just say out loud, I am afraid, or I am sad, or I am frustrated, or I am angry, or I am also when I'm happy and excited. But right now, let's stick with fear. So it's really like you are expressing. I mean, if you, for instance, you might not be a person who talks a lot and then say it out loud, like I'm afraid, to a good friend or to your spouse or to your children. Also to children, it's okay to express the emotions in the way we are expressing. It's not, I'm afraid of the end of the world, or I'm afraid that I will lose all the money and something terrible will happen. I'm afraid of going to my dreams because if I go for my dreams, then everyone will leave me behind and everyone will hate me, everyone will be jealous, and my family will get rid of it. It's not the way to express the fear. Expressing fear goes like this. Listen to me very carefully. I shall say this only once. I am afraid. I feel fear. That's it. Keep it simple. I'm not afraid of. I am afraid. I feel the fear. So go ahead and express it. I mean, if you have no one there who you can trust, I mean, you can write it down. You can say it out loud to yourself. You can draw it out. You can dance it out. It doesn't really matter. It's important that the energy of the fear starts moving in your body, because this is the energy that's frozen. It's the energy that's stuck in your body. And it could be the very old feeling. We don't know. We are not doing the psychoanalysis here. We are just getting in touch with the emotion, with the energy of the emotion, so it starts moving. And now when I speak so much, I speak a lot, I know. See, I'm clearing through my throat. That's amazing. So now the fear, the energy of fear starts to move, and just allow it to move all over the body, all over your body, through your fingertips, through your throat, through your pelvis. Many of us have a lot of fear stored in our pelvis. There's such a sensitive organs stored there. Our sexual organs and more, not just sexual organs. And then allow it to go through your legs and just all over your body. And sense it. Sense the change in your body. I am sensing the change. Now I'm sensing, in my heart, where I had fear previously, now I feel like openness. I feel vulnerable, but I feel a way more connected to you on the other side. I can't really see you, but I feel so connected to you right now. Because this frozen energy of fear, because in me it was really fear of rejection, it's melting away. And what's coming in right now for me is openness and connection. And trust, and excitement. So this is what's coming in instead. I didn't plan on it. So you can never say my energy of this emotion is going to turn to that emotion. You don't know that. You need to go through this process to see what comes up for you. But we are naturally wired to be happy and to be peaceful and enjoy. So something nicer will appear if you allow the wave of your emotions to go through your body. So now when you express, and expressing really helps with the movement of energy. That's where expressing really comes in. It's not that you need to communicate to someone else so much. It's more about your inner movement. And when you've done this, it's time to let go. It's really time to let go. So remember, you are not expressing what you feel in order to find a solution, but more in order to open to this new dynamics. Because this new dynamics will magically present itself after you have embodied and expressed what you feel. I mean, it's a magic. It's not magic. It's actually physics, but it works like magic. It works like magic. So after you express, just let go. Allow something new to appear. And you will have to do it over and over again. It's not one-time process. It really depends on how deep are you able to go each time. So if you go really deep with your fear, then more will be released. And once it's over, I tell you, once it's over, it's not an eternal process. If you are finding yourself over and over again in the same feelings, then you are not going deep enough. Go deeper, and once it will be over, or it will be so easy that you won't even notice it anymore. So it's like really sustainable. You get sustainable results. And also, of course, how many times you need to repeat this process also depends on how deep your wounding was. If you touch in your deep wound, maybe from something from early childhood or so, then you will need more than just one run, just one go. And you will notice the difference. Okay, and once you are done with the feel, now think of that person who is giving the fear to you. You still think that the other person was influencing your decisions so much? I mean, if you, every time you are triggered or every time you are tempted to think someone else is giving their fear to you, go through F.E.E.L process. And you will be again, like I did now, I got in touch with my longing, with my vulnerability. I connected with you a lot better. I got way more focused on my dreams. And I'm not influenced by other people's opinion. Because my inner feeling was resolved, that was triggered by other people. I hope this is so logical. I mean, it is so logical. I hope I've explained it good enough. So if you, every time you find yourself having hard time focusing on your dreams, if you go through this process, and it should take only a few minutes, unless it's really deep wound, then it may take a little longer, but otherwise it should only take a few minutes. Then you will find yourself focusing on your dreams again, and it will be so much easier. So no need to cut others out, no need to blame others, no need to argue, no need to go away, no need to clearing, no need to any voodoo. It's enough to feel through it, because then your magnet, so to speak, is resolved. So you're not attracting vibration from outside anymore. So what's the magic behind it? It's my last thing that I want to say for tonight. It's what's the magic behind it. It's the law of vibration. The other person actually only causes your certain emotion to vibrate. Others can't trigger what's absent in you. They only can trigger what's present in you. And once you transform your emotional energy using F.E.E.L, then other person can't trigger you anymore physically. It's the physical law. They just can't trigger what's absent, what's not there anymore. So by doing this, you will free yourself of any emotional reaction, and you will be able to focus on your dreams and make decisions for your best, for your own best. So for the end, one more bonus of this approach. So once you release your emotional charge and you are no longer triggered and or this emotional charge is no longer triggered in you by other person, you can stay connected with this person. There is no need to cut them out of your life. At least majority of them don't need to be cut out. Because so far, I mean, until now, I mainly know people who are either putting up with other person or cut them away. So these are two options. Like, okay, you are giving me this fear, I kind of put up with you, or I can't deal with your fear anymore, so I cut you out. And you can only imagine how damaging this is to our relationships. But if I go through my emotions, then you can't trigger it in me anymore, and I can stay connected with you. The other person, I mean, really the minority, the little percentage of people will still choose to go against you, and then you will have to limit contact with them. But majority will be just really not triggering you anymore, and then you can stay connected and you will be able to go for your dream. So I mean, this is the beauty for me, the true beauty. So you get your dream, the other person gets his dream. When you heal or transform your fear, it's automatically you enable another person to transform their fear as well, and your connection is enhanced. It's not only that it stays there, as it's improved, it's stronger, and it's really much better. So I mean, you know, it's also there is one more side effect of it, because many times you drop your dreams just because you don't want to lose others. And so because you don't know how to go through your emotional transformation, then you say, oh, okay, so I'm not going to go for my dreams, because then I will have to cut others away. But by doing F.E.E.L process until necessary, you will gain both. So you will have your dreams, and you will have your connection and healthy, fulfilling relationships. So I mean, this for me is the beauty of this approach. And just, you know, go ahead and live your dream. And please click the like to the page, because then you will be notified about whatever is going live here, or whatever I'm you know, I have in my sleeve for you. And subscribe for a video journey if you haven't done this already. And I'll be so happy if you have any questions for me. So if you have anything, I'm here to answer, or just, you know, tell me what was your best aha moment from today. Were you able to transform your emotions? This is something what I want you to do. I would like to hear. Was this helpful? I'll take a glass of water. Oh, I don't see any comments, you know. Or is it my internet that's so slow? I don't know. Okay. Anyhow, if that's like this, I am okay with that as well. I'm happy that you are here. I thank you for being here tonight. I thank you for doing your work, for doing your, you know, for doing your purpose, for going for your dream. And I wish you really, really that your dream come true. So, bye-bye. Oh, there is a question. Sorry, how do I know I have changed my vibration? Oh, you know, by feeling. You need to allow long enough so the feeling changes on its own. There is no other way. You can't force it. So the easiest way to do it is to really allow the feeling, not to resist it. And not to like focus on anything else but on yourself, and not resist it, and to allow it through. And once it's true, you will feel like lifted. You know, many times I explain it by little child example. Like, I don't know if you are a mom, or I mean, those of us who are moms, we know how it is with little children. So when a little child hurts herself, or like is very sad or something, they come to you and they cry, like they cry, oh something, oh really, they're really sad. And you know, if a mom says like, okay, come here, I'll give you a hug, it's you know, I'm here for you, it's okay for you to be sad, and they would cry and cry and cry, and then in 3 minutes, they would be like, oh, I'm good now, I'm okay now, and they would be happy, and they would go out and they would play again. So this is the healthy wave of emotion. So this is how you know that you naturally come to your joy. But since we are loaded with old emotions, it's not always just 3 minutes. So this is the first thing. And sometimes it can be several goes. You can go through it like several times before you come to the true joy. But you will know by really feeling differently, by feeling joyfully, by feeling peaceful, by feeling like connected, by feeling courageous, by feeling vulnerable, but you'll be okay with that. So this is how you know. This is how you know. Okay. Any other question? Was it helpful? Did you get it? Okay, I guess we are really okay. I look forward for that to happening consistently. Of course, exactly. You just need to do it, you know, like, oh, Nina, hello. So, yeah, this to happen consistently. I tell you, it took me actually, I was very wounded, actually. I mean, I've told you my story in the video. There is more coming. And I was a very wounded child with violent childhood. And I mean, a lot of stuff happened to me. And so it took me actually many years to come to the 0 point with my emotions. And so it doesn't go overnight. It depends on the depth of your wounding. But anyhow, I mean, it's just so helpful always. And now when I've done so much of it, I'm literally done within 2 or 3 minutes every time, really. So it's like almost instant. I get in touch with my feelings. I allow them. I say it out loud. Now I'm afraid, and it just goes so freely through my body now. So with practice, it's just so much easier. The only thing you need to do is practice. So, okay, thank you. Yeah, I think I force the change very often. Yes, yeah. I mean, we all do that. So no blame, no judgment. And of course, because it's not so easy to accept yourself while you are having an emotion. And this many times comes from judgment. Like, okay, something is not okay with me if I'm angry or sad or frustrated. But if you give space to your feelings, like with no judgment, but really like with a mother's hug, then it will be a lot easier. Then you don't need to force anything, and it will be a lot faster. So if you remove the judgment from your feelings, it's just, I mean, the process is just speed up so much, really, really so much. So yeah, and it's not easy to remove the judgment, but it's easier. I mean, if you are supported with people who are okay with what we feel, then it's so much easier. Okay, Nina says, I will look this video again because I don't know if I have understood the method correctly. Yes, look at this one. And Nina, you have the Leap for Leaders. I mean, there is a link above, and you can join the video series. And there is also in the first video, the method is explained. And then in the second video, which is coming in, I think on Thursday, the method is used as well. It's like I demonstrate how to use it. So yeah. You need to practice it. It's, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Yeah, but yeah, have another look, and, and I'll be doing like this presentations like tonight regularly. This tonight was a little long. I'll do shorter probably. But yeah, I'll be doing that. That's my mission. I told you my important feeling, my most important feeling is to feel on purpose. And yeah, I know how many people's lives will be literally totally different if they just learn to feel. And that's so important. That's so important. So go ahead and learn that. Yeah, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. And okay, I hope Milena says, yeah, it was helpful even just if I joined the last part. Yes, you joined the last part, but you can listen to the beginning as well. So, okay, so I wish you good night. If there is any questions, please post it. I can also answer, you know, by writing or make another live with for any question or whatever. So I'm here to serve, really. So, okay, good night.